Just one second. And I hope that my screen is visible to all of you guys, right? Great. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay and all those things. But yeah, today we are gonna start and we are gonna talk about the more of the AI. And there is one more term that is coming up in current world scenarios called agentic AI, right? So we'll talk about this term called agentic AI as well. Okay, a bit about agentic AI, a bit about how you can build your own LLM. Because if you remember the very first thing that we discussed, कि सर हम अपना LLM कैसे बनाएं, how we can create our own LLM. And also, I'm also going to use one particular technology, or you can say one tool that can allow you to use your chat GPT. You know, the chat GPT is having some premium values, right? कि you are having some tokens like up to 40 tokens or up to 50 messages you can use in ChatGPT. But if you want to use it more than that, you need to again go for the subscriptions, or there is something like time limit, right? कि 10 मिनट के बाद ही, or maybe after 10 p.m., basically after 10 p.m. or after next day, you will be able to, access the same premium account that we used to have, premium accesses that we used to have. Right. So I will tell you the one of a solution how you can overcome that as well. Again, it's I don't know till when OpenAI is gonna entertain that particular solution, but till it is gonna entertain it, I'm gonna use it. All right. So let me see. Everyone joined. Everyone joined. Everyone is here with me. Great. Great. So are you presenting something? I hope that Shesh, it is visible now. Janvi and everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay, guys. Sometimes things happen, but I hope that you guys can understand the issue and all those things, right? And collaborate with it together. Great. So, if we just get an idea about the last session that we did, can anyone tell me what we did in the last session? हम लोग last session में we have seen that what exactly the prompting techniques are, what exactly the transformers, RNN, encoders, decoders, these different kind of technologies are, right? We informed about all of these different type of technologies, including what RNNs, which was a recurrent neural network, and then also we discussed about LSTM, which was what, which was a long short term memory, you can say, model. So RNN was like a gajni which used to learn something, and then after a certain amount of time it start forgetting that because memory नहीं रहता था. We didn't have that much of memory, but LSTM tried to solve that problem by selecting certain words that is necessary, that is important for my input, for my insights. And that's what we did in our LSTM. Now, can anyone tell me LSTM ke baad what we did? Hello, Shavanti. Hello, Davidson, and everyone. LSTM ke baad, exactly, Aman. So, after LSTM, we started with what? Transformer. That was our generative AI concept. Okay. So after our machine learning models, we previously machine learnings where we used to have ARIMA and all those things. ये भी होता है. There is a certain kind of models called ARIMA and all. These kind of model previously we used to had. It was a machine learning models. Then we got some AI model. Like RNNs and everything. RNN and LSTM both are the AI model. And then after that, we came into our generative AI model, that was what? Transformers. Okay. And Transformers में what we saw? क्या था Transformers? If anyone who can tell me what exactly Transformers was. Transformer was basically the combination of encoder and decoder. Right? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Encoder and decoder. Chalo, I think that I'm not the only one who's late here. All right. So encoder and decoder, exactly. Plus, correct, exactly, shares. Attention mechanism. Attention mechanism. So attention mechanism, what it used to tell us, attention mechanism, and anyone who can tell me, LSTM is, yeah, LSTM is in AI, okay? Attention mechanism क्या होता था? What attention mechanism used to tell us? Remember, we had the example of bank, money bank, and we are having river bank, right? River bank was basically something that is like a bay of a model, or basically, let's say that there's a water and this is a bay of that water. That's what we call as the river bank. And then if we talk about something called as something called as what you can say, money bank, where you deposit your money. So those are what. Now how I can understand that this bank is referring as money wala bank, where we are depositing the money, and I am not talking about the river bank. So यहाँ पे ही attention mechanism used to come into this picture, and what it used to tell us, it used to tell us that whether you can say, if I'm having a sentence that I went to a bank and deposit money. Now, if you see deposit, money, these two keywords are having its own weight. Agree or not? है ना? We are not assuming, we are able to understand कि these two keywords are having some values. अब क्या होता था? Now technically I told you the mathematical explanation also कि how attention mechanism is going to work. We are going to have some vector embedding values, right? याद है? Vector embedding values. What was vector embedded values? It was some weights and some values was given to, these individual words. So if you remember, deposit and money both are going to have somewhat similar vector embedded values. Vector embedded values जो होगा वो similar होगा, and based on those comparison I am going to understand that this bank I am referring is basically money wala bank, deposit जहाँ पे we deposit money, that bank I am talking about, because इस bank का भी vector embedding will be somewhat similar to what we are getting in here. Got an idea? So basically of treating all words equally is it pays attention to most relevant word, those words that can actually generate the future outcome and can be more reliable towards the context. यहाँ पे हमें grammars semantic issue that we used to get in LSTM, that has been solved here. Clear, everyone? Do let me know. And also, one more thing we discussed in the last class, which was prompt engineering. Now, prompt engineering was also one of a very important thing that you need to be aware about. So, आज के time पे prompt engineering is the next level thing. Everyone is using it. And I would again suggest to all of you guys who ever work on this particular topic, or who's working on any technology side, like developing a software, even machine learning, building models, okay, deploying models, even if you are for the cyber security, if you're learning something, even though if you are creative enough, okay, so be ready with those things. We need to aware about the prompt so that we can interact with the models, interact with the generative AI concepts, so that we can be more productive as compared to the others. So prompt engineering बहुत important होता है, because maybe you guys are writing some prompt that is not that much ideal to generate the correct answer. So we deal with that in the last session. How many types of prompt we have studied in the last class? Anyone? By the meantime, I'm going to open that file as well. Anyone who can tell me how many type of prompts we have discussed in the last class, if you remember? Anyone? But what was what? Can you guys name it at least? Zero shot, few shot. Remember? Zero shot, few shot. Chalo, I'll show you here. I'll show you. No worries. Yeah, exactly. Correct. Shares. Zero shot, one shot, few shot. Then after that, we were having chain of thought prompting, where we actually give the entire kind of story and analogy, and based on that we do it. Then role prompting, how you can give a role, and based on that role you will be getting six type total. Six type, guys. Five नहीं, six. एक persona styling भी था, where we asked, right, कि act like a stand-up comedian and explain me what a product management is, or what machine learning is, right? So that's what exactly a prompt is. So guys, make sure कि कैसे prompt लिखना है. This was the role, guys. First of all, you should be, this is the best way to write a prompt. You will be saying the role, कि role क्या है. First of all, ask for the role that you need to behave like this particular person, so that I will be getting a perfect accurate answer how a person is going to think, that domain person is going to think. So we will assign a role, then we'll give a task. Okay, कि क्या करना है, what task exactly you need to do, and then after that we are going to have a context, like what information does it have, जो भी we are expecting as an answer, what information we are expecting. Now how you want your answer to look like, that format you will also define. And after that you will put a constraint ki I don't want these words to be included, I want the entire values in a short format, I want entire values in, let's say, 10 let's say 100 words or 150 words. So these are my constraint. And at the last, if you are able to provide one example, that would be very good for making a model, basically making a model more like an understanding thing, right? So agar model samajh pa raha hai, if the model is able to learn your example, that is much better. Is it clear, everyone? How to write a good prompt? Or also you can use your generative AI tools also, direct AI tools use kar lo, you guys can use those tools to generate the prompts and use it. Okay, that is also very much possible. Okay, clear, everyone? Chalo, so this is the thing we are having. There are some different types here also, we have given a proper example here and the structures that you need to be aware about. आज हम लोग देखेंगे, there is one thing that we need to know about something called as Hugging Face platform. Hugging Face platform. क्लियर? हगिंग फेस प्लेटफॉर्म। अब ये हगिंग फेस प्लेटफॉर्म क्या होता है? Now, in the very first session I told you, right? जैसे GitHub Git and GitHub we used to have, Git and GitHub we used to have, वैसे ही similarly for AI people, like if you are deploying a model, if you're building a model, we are having something called as Hugging Face. This is a community we are where we are going to deploy your model. You're going to use the model. Let's say if you have built it, let's say Aman, you, Divya, you, Janvi, all of you guys have used this model. You created some model and uploaded on the Hugging Face, and I want to use it. So that thing is possible using what this particular platform, Hugging Face platform. Clear, everyone? So for example, I'll show you. देखो यहाँ पे we can get a lot of different data sets. Data sets, I told you, right? Very first step of training a generative AI model or any model was what? The very first component was what? Data, right? And data is very important. So यहाँ से you can get some different kind of data. ठीक है? Let's say I want a data for audio generation kind of model. I want a data for a document kind of thing. Okay, text data, time series data, video generation type of thing. So these are the different model that I'm having. See, audio training, एक earth species project है. This is I'm having on audio feeling data. This is a data set. You can see this data, guys. Okay, you can see this data. Okay, you can embed this data somewhere. Okay, and this is how much? 17.6 TB. Are you able to understand the reason why I said ki LLMs, if I'm talking about LLMs, large language model, they are trained on large data that I meant was this. Are you guys able to see 17.6 TB data it is having? Ab technically you guys will think, sir, इतना तो we won't be able to download in our machine, right? ये तो basic idea है. अब कोई download नहीं करेगा. No one is gonna go and download it here, right? Now, Hugging Face is an open source AI platform that provide pre-trained model, data sets, and natural language processing computer. Correct, Davidson. Exactly correct. ठीक है? Zoom it. दिख नहीं रहा है? थोड़ा सा zoom कर दूं? Sure, no worries. दिख रहा है? आप दिख रहा है? So see, everyone is aware about the tables, right? Table में क्या होता है? Rows and columns, right? एक टेबल फॉर्मेट में, in a table we are having what? Rows and column. Now if I ask you कि कितने ही rows होंगे, here if you will see in this particular data we are having what? 26.4 million rows. Again, are you able to understand? 26.4 million rows I am having. And यहाँ पे ये है, this is my first split. This is my training data. My model has been trained on this much amount of data. ठीक है? अब इसके बाद if you will go here, you can download it from here. Okay, you can embed it from here. अगर you want to use this data set as an API, you can click here. You are getting an API. Ab you are having an API, you can use this API and implement it somewhere else, wherever you want to import this data set. Got it? So hopefully you are able to understand that this large language data, now be smart guys, be smart. अगर हम LLM अभी बनाना शुरू करें, if we start be making LLM right now, it's going to be difficult. But if we use the pre-built LLM models, that would be much easy. I'll show you one example. एक बहुत beautiful example लेता हूँ. I had one program also. I'm gonna give you that program. Just give me 1 second. Let me search it for once. ठीक है? I think I had somewhere like Hugging Face Code Gen. I had somewhere here. Just one second, guys, and I'll show you. All right. So I would ask you first of all of you guys, please don't think about something that would be a bit difficult to ask or something like this. Okay. So first of all, I'll show you here. Everyone is able to see the screen, right? Everyone is able to see the screen. Hugging face, this is one of a file that I have prepared for one of our batch itself जो हम लोग batch sessions लेते हैं sometimes. So we have this particular files. This is one of the file that I taught in the sessions. So I'm going to give you a glance of how you can integrate any of the Hugging Face AI model in your data. So if you see here, there is one library called as CodeGen Hugging Face CodeGen library. So CodeGen file was what? एक देखो, CodeGen was a model which used to generate codes, generate Python codes, generate Python codes. Okay, this is one of a model. If you will see, I don't know whether we are going to able to find it or not. But if I see, जैसे API आ रहा है ना here, same way we are going to, same way, exactly same way we are gonna take the data. We are gonna ask the, you can say, check here, search of all. If I'm gonna search here, let's say CodeGen itself. Okay, and these are free by the way, guys. ओपन सोर्स है तो दीज आर फ्री. सो मॉडल कार्ड में आई एम हैविंग वन कोड जेन इटसेल्फ. अगर सर्च किया जाए, सो इन द this particular or the model section also we can go and we can search for the code gen. See, Salesforce code gen 350 mono. ठीक है. My voice is breaking a bit sometimes. Is it for everyone? मेरा voice break हो रहा है? Is it my voice is breaking a bit sometimes? Let me check it quickly. What is the internet speed? All right. I think that might be some issue. Just one second. Give me one second. I'll just connect it with some better, internet. Just one second. Now I will hope that you guys are not going to have any kind of issues if I'm gonna check my internet now. Hopefully the internet is now much better. Better internet speed. चलो great. Hopefully you guys would be having no issues now. ठीक है? अब नहीं break होगा. All right, so this is one code gen data that I'm having, and that's the same data that I have used, same model. You can see, you can use this model here. Okay, click on this Google Colab. You can generate a separate Colab file here also, or also you can directly, make this model somewhere. Here's the file somewhere. He's going to be into, yeah, see, from transformers, import auto tokenization, and then auto model for the casual LLMs that we're going to have. Then after that, we are going to give this word and it is going to generate it. So this is one of a way how you can import, and same way I have done it here also. So थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं how we can do it. Initially what I done, I installed my transformer accelerator, that is quite. Why I did it? Because whenever you're going to learn, you're going to implement LLMs or a generative AI in your collab file, it takes a lot of computational power, so it will generate a lot of unnecessary warnings and all those things. तो उसके लिए we are making it quiet so that we won't get all the computational resources कि ये download हुआ, ये download हुआ. So for that purpose only I'm gonna make it quiet. Again, another benefit of using this Google Colab is what, if you will go to this particular section and click on change runtime type. So remember, there is one thing called GPU. The second part after data was what? The second part after data was what? Can I say it was having a better file? It was about having a better file. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to select here my T4 GPU. Okay, T4 GPU. So I'm gonna use a better GPU so that I can get a better output, and I'm gonna save it. So now see, I'm getting a GPU, I'm gonna connect it. So now it's like a cloud platform, guys. ये ना एक तरह का cloud platform है. So cloud platform is more like where you're going to have a virtual GPU present that you're going to use for computational purpose. So I use that. My model is now get connected. See how many spaces I'm having. 15 GB GPU RAM I'm having. The disk I'm having is around 112 GB, and the system RAM I'm having a 12 GB. So it's like a managed virtual resources I'm having. I'm going to use it here. अब LLM का best part है, when you are going to use with the Hugging Face, you don't need to use API key. You can directly use that model by deploying it. ठीक है, डायरेक्टली डिप्लॉय कर सकते हैं. सो व्हाट आई डिड, आई इंस्टॉल फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स, एंड इफ इट इज नॉट इंस्टॉल यू आर गोना डू द सेम थिंग. सो जस्ट इंस्टॉल इट वंस. ठीक है, so it will take around 1 to 2 minutes and it is going to be installed so fast. ठीक है. Then after that, once it is installed and everything is done, now what we are going to do, we are going to do the explanation. Explanation means what is transformer, what is escalation. Remember, load and reprint pre-trained data that we are having language model, same data I'm going to use here. And then after that, accelerators are going to do what? यहाँ पे आ रहा है ना accelerator. So accelerator are basically the model using our GPU and CPU automatically. Also quietly करेगा, so we don't be able to see the extra unnecessary outputs as well. अब क्या करेंगे, हम लोग ने library import कर दिया. Remember the same thing that I had above in this Salesforce वाला part. See, right? ये same चीज यहाँ पे है. Here, transformers, tokenization, and pipeline to make it much more smoothly way to generate the text and everything. So I have imported these libraries. Okay, and PyTorch I'm talking about. Okay, PyTorch framework. Have you guys ever heard or worked on the PyTorch ever in your college or somewhere? PyTorch. If yes, then it is good. If no, then just be aware about कि यही PyTorch होता है. Okay, this is what we call as what PyTorch. All right. So now I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna load the model. Remember, code gen sales for 350M. Can I say this was the model tokenizer? This was the model code gen 350 mono, and that's the same model I'm using here. ठीक है, same model I'm using. Lightweight है, usable over the collab for free without any API. There are some models जो पैसे charge करते हैं. They ask money to get the API. Like OpenAI, if you go for the subscription and all those things, they will ask money. तो कुछ कुछ ऐसे models है that is available, that is free for implementations and all those things, guys. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे I've used what? This is the model I'm using. Tokenizer is what? Pre-trained model. This is my model name. Then model, auto model for the casual LM. For pre-trained model, again, I'm going to use the pre-trained model name as this CodeGen 350 Mono. And then we are going to use generator. Remember generator. Generator is going to generate a pipeline here जो कि text generate करेगा. ठीक है? This model will generate some text here. So I'm gonna run this particular thing. Okay, so all the important parts will be done here. If you will see, model has been imported, tokenizations has been done. See, vocal tokenization this much, tokenization is about 2.1711 million total. Okay, 32.9 MB size are there. Then specialized tokens are there. So ये download कर रहा है, ठीक है? No need to worry. Once this entire implementation or download is going to be done, see, this is done. Now what I'm gonna do, it says that कि इससे ज़्यादा so spaces नहीं था. See, if you see the RAM size suddenly got increased. Why it got increased? Because हम लोग resource use करना शुरू कर दिए. Now if you must be aware about, RAM is basically responsible for the processing. It's basically our primary memory. Why we call RAM as a primary memory? क्योंकि जो भी primary data होगा, that would be saved in my RAM itself, right? Whatever I'm doing right now. So that's why here we call it as what? Primary memory. It's basically getting what? Used right now. अब क्या करेंगे? The next thing, my model is being imported. Now I want to generate something from that model. Up here, you can use this model to prepare a, you can say, a web page here, and there you can actually visualize it. So for example, what I'm going to do here I'm going to take the task. जहाँ पे I will take the input value कि please enter your program or something. Let's say I'm going to do what? I'm going to take an input like same example. Let's say write Python code to check prime numbers. I'm going to copy and paste it here. This is my task. Now, this task has been entered in my prompt. If you have seen, I have got write Python code to check the prime numbers as my prompt. तो prompt में हमने save कर लिया. We have saved this particular text in my prompt. Now what I'm gonna do? We are gonna generate the Python code. How we are going to generate the Python code? So generator, remember the generator that we have created above, this pipeline wala part, text generation mod. So we are going to do what? Generator. We are going to pass first of all our prompt, then maximum new tokens will be 200 because that is the full amount of tokens we can use. Tokens are basically the amount of words, the letters that is going to be generated. Okay, so this is what the tokens are. Then do sample, yes. टेम्परेचर 0.3, these are something for our accelerators itself, ठीक है. So उसके बाद whatever the generator code I'm going to get, wherever I'm gonna have a empty spaces, that is going to be stripped down, because maybe some by mistake someone can write any kind of prompt, right? So उस prompt को handle करने के लिए we are gonna strip it out. Then after that, the whatever the final generated code I'll be getting, that I'm gonna print. So if I'm gonna run this particular cell as well, so it's just first of all setting up the tag here. Now if you will see, uh, uh, this is what it generated: input output false. Okay, what happened? Wait a second, let me see. I think there was some issue. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, just giving me where is the generated code? I'm not able to see the generated code here. I'm just able to see generated code and then input values. So where's the code here? What I'll do here, let me enter something else. Write a code, or let's say Python program to um, find even numbers. थोड़ा सा easy देख के देखते हैं how it works, because our first model we have built, right? So let's see how the model is going to work here. Automatically it is going to go for the code gen 350M, and then it is going to generate me the answer. So it's basically taking the output here, generated code from the given list. We are getting input, then list are this, output is basically even numbers whatever we are getting. These are all odd number. No, it's not something that we are having a perfect answer. um all right. So what I'm gonna do here, mm, let's use Fibonacci series. How about Fibonacci series? Okay, एक बार Fibonacci series भी try करके देख सकते हैं. Wait a second, I'm gonna and I'm gonna write it here. Let's say write Fibonacci Fibonacci series. Everyone is aware about Fibonacci series, right? Code in Python. Let's see how it works. So it is generating right now. Mm-mm. So if I'll generate it, yeah, see. So finally something we got here is basically for the even number, right? A by even number. So yeah, now I'm getting a perfect answer for the even number, because I think there was some issues. अब यहाँ पे देखा जाए, this is the code. Now the code is basically getting generated multiple times. क्योंकि we had the maximum token is what 200, right? So those or token they need to use it. So if you see here, we got one input here. This is my function. If I'll copy and paste this function here, let's say I'm going to take this function here, okay, and it's getting even. Why it is like, this is the function here, even number, and I'm going to give a list here. Let's say this is the input list that I'm going to give. So let's say I'm going to have list one as equals to this one, and then I'm going to call our function. So if you will see, this is going to be done. So if I'll run it, list one has been created. If I'm going to use this print one, I think the indentation issues are there. So if I'm going to fix it, and the type object is not iterable. हाँ, यहाँ पे गलती हो गया, list one, my bad. So if I'll do it, see, I got all the even numbers. So did you get it what I just did? I just created a generative model here, a generative model I built here from the Hugging Face, which I have imported, and just did a simple coding here. We created a tokenizer and everything. The step I have followed, and am able to generate it. Similarly, you can use any of it. You just have to do what? Just click on this part and click on use this model, and you'll be able to open a Google Colab. In that Colab itself, you'll be able to have this entire file. See, load model directly. We have loaded the model. We are gonna implement it, and that's it. Clear, everyone? And that's what exactly I have done. Just a basic, more advanced way, ताकि थोड़ा सा पढ़ना code कैसे work करेगा and how it will work here, right? So for those things, don't worry. थोड़ा सा you guys need to know about the syntax and everything. Rest AI is not something that is very much difficult programming, just like DSA or something, right? DSA may we guys can understand that DSA is something where you guys have to design algorithm. You have to understand the complexity of that algorithm, whether it is good or not. But AI may it is very easy. Okay? AI is just going to follow some basic kind of syntax instead of having the complex syntax ones. Is it clear everyone? समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Right? Chalo, great. This is one thing. Build a model and you deployed it. Now, what do you want? What I want, basically, I want to see that model. Wait a second, guys. I think there's some internet issue again. All right. So what I want basically, see, if I'll go to this model section, guys, I will be able to have all kind of models here, right? I'm just gonna go here. Um, let's say, I'm gonna make here text to image generation or image generation, something like this. Okay, image generation or something like this particular thing. I'm going to search, I'm going to select here these. I'm getting all the models that are basically the image generation ones. Okay, stable diffusions, lodestone, these are the different models are available. You guys can go for this. Little bit of voice cracking, right? Okay, no worries, just wait for a while. I think it would be done now. I've changed it the internet once again. Okay, and there's one thing more called as a transient Hunyang. I will show you that one also. Ye Reich model. So this is also one of a model that you can use. This model does what? See, this model is going to take any picture, and it's going to make a 3D model of that particular picture. Isn't it wonderful? And it is also going to be generated. हम लोग यहाँ पे कुछ कर नहीं रहे. So if I'll just open this Hugging Face application, here you are getting the models, different model, image to 3D generation, text to 3D generation. Let's go for this image to 3D generation. Hunyang 3D 2.1. Now here you can actually deploy your model, and this is the user interface of this particular model looks like. Okay, similarly there are a lot of different models also that you can use, guys. तो यहाँ पे if you will see, this is the model I'm having, ठीक है? And यहाँ पे आ रहा है क्या कि drag and drop any picture here. Let's say what I'm gonna do, I'm just simply gonna go on this particular portion and I'm gonna ask Google, like Super Mario image. ठीक है? I'm gonna take any two-dimensional picture. ठीक है? I'm gonna take any two-dimensional picture. Super Mario image. Let's say which picture should we use? Super Mario 2D picture. ठीक है? The picture should be somewhat good quality. That, yeah, this one better. ये वाला picture is better. This picture we are able to understand. ठीक है? अब क्या करेंगे? I'm just simply gonna drag this picture, go to my model here, and I'm gonna drop it here. ठीक है? This is the picture I'm having, right? I want a 3D model of this particular picture. Now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna simply write here generate shape. Generate shape. Now I don't have to do anything. It is going to take around approximately 12 second, 22 second according to the processor. It's gonna take, and then I'll be able to get instant three-dimensional object, three-dimensional model of this particular picture. Okay, it's taking a bit more, but no worries. It will be generated. Mm, Based on the picture quality and everything, it is going to be generated. See, you can actually export it also, download that particular object also. Advanced options are also there where you can remove the background. Randomize seeds, remember random seeds are something called there. Inferences steps, okay, how many times you want to do it. Although it is taking a bit longer than expected, but we'll wait for a while and it would be generated. Okay. So by the meantime, it is generating. Hopefully, just give me a confirmation you are able to understand the concept of, we can say, Hugging Face. Yeah, if you see now, can you see that the model that I had above, a picture, this two-dimensional picture is now being converted into what, three-dimensional? right? Although if you see, this legs are not exactly managed, this leg and this leg is basically having a same part, but are you able to see कि एक थ्री डायमेंशनल पिक्चर बना दिया ये आउट ऑफ नोवेयर, ओके, अ मॉडल. So this is what exactly you can say about you know image to 3D. This is also one of a model. अब इसको आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हो, different kind of sheets you can use. Okay, see, from here also you can use, let's say I'm going to drag and drop this particular model, and if I'm going to generate a shape, this is a picture, right? This is a picture, and suddenly it's going to generate a model out of it again. ठीक है, certain amount of time you can use it, and after that again the trial period will be done. But again there are n number of models available that you can use here guys. ठीक है, बहुत सारे models हैं that you can use, you can implement. Clear everyone? Hopefully this is not confusing for all of you guys. Simple here, right? You can use different models, you can use different places, different things. Even though if you have created your own model, you can go to this community options. Let's say if I'll click here, community options, okay, and in this community option you can discuss something. Remember pull requests that you guys used to do in your you can say GitHub also. The same thing here also, the pull request and everything you can do here. If you will sign up, that would be much better, and sign up with your own ID, and you can upload your models also. That is also very much possible here. Let's say this is also one of a model that has been generated. See how pretty the model has been generated, exactly same and on, right? So this is exactly what we talk about generating models. ठीक है, tell me everyone, Hugging Face is clear to all of you guys what exactly Hugging Face is, this particular platform is, how you can go. Tencent, everyone is aware about this. Hunyan 3D model has been developed by the Tencent itself. Tencent is one of a very famous game development model, game development company. PUBG तो सभी खेल होंगे, everyone be aware about PUBG and BGMI, right? So it's the same thing that we are talking about. यहाँ पे there are different kind of model developed by the Tencent as well, like song generation. ठीक है, so if you will click on this particular model also, you will be able to use this particular model where you can actually generate songs. ठीक है, अब ये तो चाइनीज में, बिकॉज टेंसेंट इज वन ऑफ अ चाइनीज कंपनी. ठीक है, but it can give, you can give a verse, you can generate the song and the information of the song. Okay, you can select any other, you can say options also, Chinese song, R&B, audio prompt. You can give your own music also, and it can understand about it. And then after that you can also give some prompt like, I want this music should be more sad, more happy, more like a beats, funky beats I want. So those things also you can update. So यहाँ पे तो basically you can update the lyrics also, you can give any lyrics. Okay, this is a lyrics format guys. Again what I can do, I'm gonna do what, just give me a second, I'm gonna make one more file, and I'm gonna show you that how you can create a chat gpt for free. ठीक है, एक chat gpt how you can create for free. Just give me 1 second. uh Chalo. So let's say everyone is able to see this, right? If I'm gonna open here Chat GPT, it asks me to log in first of all. Okay. Now I want to log in, but I don't want to log in from my personal ID because my ID has already been used. So what I can do, guys, there is one extension called as temp mail. कहाँ गया? This particular extension. Everyone is able to see this extension, right? Temp mail. There is this extension called as temp mail that allow you to generate some temporary mail ID. Let's say you don't want to give the entire mail and everything. So there's this temp mail option. If you will click on this temp mail, you can get a temporary mail ID that you can use. Let's say I want to use this particular mail ID. Okay? I'm going to copy this mail ID. And now in this chat GPT option, I'm just going to write this email ID and continue. Okay, now since I don't have any IDs and all those things, so I don't have to worry about it. अब यहाँ पे I'm gonna give any password, 12 letter password. I don't need to write anything. I'm just gonna keep it as it is, random password. I'm gonna continue it. Okay, once I'm gonna continue it, I'm gonna get a code on my mail. अब यहाँ पे a lot of extensions get failed, but if you go to this inbox option, in this extension only, you'll be getting a temporary mail also that you will be receiving. Isn't it wonderful, guys? Now as many times your model is going to get exhausted, the number of search inputs has been exhausted, you can again create a new temp mail and again create a new values, right? कर सकते हैं ना? This is possible. So this is also one of a thing guys. Use this smartly, because we have this kind of tool. I don't know when, till when the chat gpt is going to take this particular data, this particular kind of mail thing. Now again it is asking me for the name. I'm going to give it Aryan. I'm going to give, let's say, 12 1 to 19, sorry, 12 1 19 01. 1992, and I'm gonna make it continue, and I would be able to get this particular OpenAI ChatGPT. ठीक है? Again, clear everyone? Isn't it simple and all? So again, the ChatGPT has been created for me. I don't have to do anything. Everything is just created here itself. I'm gonna just ask my ChatGPT, just gonna do what? I'm gonna take a screenshot here that my Tencent file, this particular model song generation was saying me. I'm gonna just take a screenshot here, okay? And I'm gonna ask my model to, let's say, paste the picture, paste the screenshot here, and I'll say that please write a song based on the picture structure. Okay? Again, I don't have to do because already the prompt is written. Just prompt where you want a song, it's already written. Now I'm gonna get a song here. Okay? See, I got a song here. I'm gonna copy this song, paste it to that particular model, and let's see how my model is going to give me the output. I'm gonna paste it here. Okay? And then I'm gonna select the genre. Let's say I want it pop only, and the audio, I'm not gonna select any audio, just simply gonna create a generate song. So if you see that the song is getting generated, the following segment should not contain the lyrics, intro, short intro, instrument, and all those things. I think it was quite understandable here, but why it is not working here? Hmm, I think we don't need to have this intro, these kind of things. Wait a thing, generated information that I'm getting. I'm again gonna share it to the chat GPT itself, and it is gonna give me the updated one. So let's say, so this is what we are gonna have. अब इसको एक बार try करके देखते हैं. We'll implement this one as well. Control V and then generate song. See, so again, nothing I did. I just copied the rules that the model was saying, and I just followed it, and it is generating me a new song. Okay. By the way, there is another AI model also that you can understand about. There is something called as Suno AI that is also available. You can go, you can same do the same thing, copy the link and everything, and it's gonna generate you the song. Okay, this is one thing. So by the meantime, it is generating. I want you guys to tell me one thing, that we got to know one thing, that whenever you wanted to build, if I wanted to build my own model, ठीक है, अगर मुझे अपना खुद का मॉडल बनाना है, so I'm not gonna work on LLM or gonna generate, I'm gonna create an LLM, right? I'm not gonna build my own LLM. So what we can do, anyone having any idea what things we can do here, guys? क्या कर सकते हैं? There comes the concept of what? RAG. Okay, RAG. Now what is RAG? Anyone? RAG. RAG. See, so RAG is basically retrieval augmented generation. Now, what it does, understand what it does. There is a few things that we need to be aware about. There are a lot of whenever you're working in a company, what you see that a lot of companies says that please don't share the your information, your company's information, your details, your questions to the chat GPT or these generative AI models. Now, can you tell me why they do that? Why is it so? Can't we just simply implement these models and all those things? Can't we just give the data to the models? What is the reason why? The reason is because data can be breach here. Let's say you are giving your own entire data, like let's say I am asking a prompt that this is all my company's structure, company's idea and everything. Now, how we can make this idea more better so that we can outshine our productivity? Okay, this is a prompt that you gave to the ChatGPT. ChatGPT got all of your data. Now, if let's say another competitor company that you are having, that competitor company is now known your ideologies and everything. Now, since the company knows about your ideologies, can I say the ChatGPT can give your data to that particular company who's your, you can say, competitor, right? तो ऐसे में your idea is not only getting saved in the chat gpt, your text, your data is also being helpful for the model to train itself. तो यहाँ पे आके वी हैव अ वन वेरी सीरियस इश्यूज कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आवर डेटा इज गेटिंग लॉस, आवर डेटा इज गेटिंग ब्रीच, आवर डेटा इज गेटिंग यू नो shared with a lot of people. That should not be done here. And that is where the concept of RAG comes into the picture. Retrieval augmented generation. Now what exactly RAG does, guys? RAG करता क्या है? It first of all saves entire data of your company in a database called ChromaDB. Heard this name ChromaDB? I told you three times ChromaDB and Pinecone. What kind of database is it? It is, anyone who can tell me? ChromaDB and Pinecone. What kind of database it is? Anyone who can tell me? See, the model generated a song.
I walk down the road with my mind so clear.
I hope that this
No
is
weight to carry,
everyone
no
is able to hear,
fear,
right?
no tear. Oh, the world is
All right, so let's
calling.
pause it here, and hopefully you guys are able to understand कि how this model is working. ठीक है, nothing I did. Again, it's a demo space where you just gave the demo. If you want to use this model also, you'll just simply go on the song generation model. And if I'll go here, where it is the use cases of this model, I'm gonna go on this Tensient. Yeah, this was the model, right? I'll just simply go this 25 days ago itself, it has given me. So I'm gonna use here the model dense models that we are having of the Hunying itself. So from here itself, you can use those model spaces में जाके all the models you're gonna have, and those all spaces, all models you can use for your purposes by importing it. ठीक है? So hopefully you are able to understand about this basically this Hugging Face. Correct, guys. Vector database. Abhinanda, Shreyash, Janvi, absolutely correct. So ChromaDB and Pinecone is what my vector DB. Understand the logic, guys. क्या करेंगे हम लोग? How a RAG architecture work? RAG architecture बनाने के लिए, sorry, for building a RAG model, what we do, we first of all have our data in our model. ठीक है? एक model में रहेगा. Now that particular is going to be my database vector DB. Any vector database will work. उस vector database में you will save your model. Now your data, basically your company data, and then you there is one interface where you are asking the question. Prompt डाला यहाँ पे. Someone entered some prompt here. Now based on that prompt, guys, there will be one particular vector embedding which will convert your prompt into embedded format, and then you will get your vector DB. अब यहां से you will be getting your answer. You are not using any chat gpt or any llm right now. You are just retrieving the answer from your own database. ठीक है, अपने ही database से we are just retrieving the answer. Now my model will do what? After database, once the whatever the embedded answer that you have got, it will now go to an LLM. This LLM can be of OpenAI, ChatGPT. You can say you can use Gemini. Okay, you can use Llama. Different LLM you can use, and that LLM is going to take your embedded values, refine them into a better version, and then it will show you back it to your web page. Clear, everyone? Everyone is able to understand? So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि we are not giving our data to the LLM. We are generating whatever the answers I'm getting, whatever the answer that I want to frame and give it to the presentation, that only I'm getting. I'm just making, I'm just trying to, make it correct with the chat GPT. Nothing else. I'm just giving my own data information, but everything is being, the grammar things has been handled by what LLM, and I'm getting the generated outputs. And that's what exactly a lot of companies are doing in this particular industry. ठीक है, अगर किसी भी कंपनीज में if you will go for an AI engineer, Gen AI engineer, Gen AI developer, you are going to develop a vector database of your data, your company's data. You're gonna take an open AI or any API key of any LLM, okay, based on, I think Gemini is having one free API key that you can use, and then you are just giving the prompt, and based on your data, that is generating the output. Can you please repeat, Shares? What I will do here, I will again just do what? I'll just show you this code example where I have implemented RAG. ठीक है? अब यहाँ पे if I will be able to explain you the RAG with the help of this program, you will be more comfortable to understand it कैसे work हो रहा है. ठीक है? So understand it, guys. एक चीज और दिखा देता हूँ. Wait a second, guys. Chroma DB lang chain RAG architecture. Okay. So if we go here, if I go on images itself, I might be able to find the picture of how it is working here. So yeah, I'll just simply gonna open this image here itself, and I'm gonna paste it up here. Chalo. Now you guys will be able to understand. Shares, Janvi and everyone. See, क्या मैं कह सकता हूँ? Can I say that this is user who's using your LLM, your model? Now that user gave the response. Sorry, prompt. That user asked the question. Now ये question सबसे पहले कहाँ गया? This question went to our database, vector database, where I'm using Chroma database basically. That vector database जहाँ पे my company's data is being stored. ठीक है? Now that is going to generate one document. उसका एक output generate किया. Wherever the question related to that prompt is stored, that has been generated. Now it will go, and it will also go and combine into what some values embedded values, where prompt and document both are together now. Is point पे prompt, the question, and my document, the answer, is both are together right now. Now I'm going to use any of the LLM like Olama, or you can use Gemini. You can use any of the models that text generation model has been used, and then it will give me what response. Got it, guys? This is clear. अब समझ में आ गया. So this is how exactly our RAG works. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे what I'm doing here, if you will see, guys, I'm just going on this objective where we are going to create our own conversational AI. एक chatbot बनाना है मेरे data पे trained. Okay? So here that will answer the question based on the given data source like PDF, text, image, and JSON. ठीक है? So here, first of all, DeepSeek, Mistral, Zephyr, sorry, DeepSeek, Mistral, Zephyr, Dolly, Llama, Phi, in this Hugging Face, Unsloth, and Replicate. These are the different platforms. From you can get what open source model. Okay, you can get what open source model where you can use the API key for free, or you can create your own chatbot for free without paying any single penny. But वही है कि token size will be a bit reduced, but it works. Okay, if you are doing it for the learning purpose, I don't feel like that it's going to be any kind of issues or all. ठीक है? So ये free है. Then proprietary model, if you want to use for a company basis, तो उस time पे guys, for that particular time, this model is going to be used like OpenAI model, Gemini model, Palm, Microsoft, okay, Copilot that we are having. Those models are going to be used for the proprietary models. Then Olama, model provider that helps you to run your model locally on your device. So basically हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we downloaded, two ways you can do it. You can use it through the cloud server called as lang graph and lang chain, उसके through में करते हैं. The other thing that we can do is what, the other way is what, we can download the model in my machine using Olama, and I'm gonna run it through Olama. ठीक है? So that is also very much possible here. So RAG application where the indexings are done. So what we are going to do, guys, first of all, we'll load the data with the help of document loader. We'll split the data with the help of text splitter. Then we are going to embed the data with the embedding model. And then I'm going to save the data into my database, vector DB, that I'm going to use Chroma. You can use Pinecone also, but here we are using what? Chroma DB. Now here, retrieval setup, ChatGPT 4o mini, these were some things that were there. We used to get connected here. So first of all, I did what? I installed these library here. If you go on the libraries outputs here, so if you'll see, these all are the things that first of all we imported, okay, installed basically. Then once this is installed, then what we are going to do, we are going to import the all dependencies. Now dependencies क्या है? lang chain chroma, chroma db के लिए, prompts लेने के लिए prompt template, OpenAI, if you want to connect, because I'm using an OpenAI model. At that moment I had this model, that's why I'm not running this, because at that moment I had this particular model. Okay, then I'm going to use it for the chat gpt, OpenAI embeddings I'm going to use. Then after that I'm going to have our text splitter, which is going to split the characters that I'm having. Then it is going to run the pass through, and then after that passes into a string, so the output would be generated into what? String data. Just give me 1 second, guys. I think there was a point where we need to update it. Just 1 second, guys. um All right. So yeah. So we have imported all the dependencies here, guys. My bad. We have imported all the dependency here. Now after that, what we did, we use the take plain text here. So this is a light drive link, guys, which you guys can go on, go ahead with it. That whatever the drive data it is here. So this data was basically having this kind of output, like March 7, 2024. Remark of President Joe Biden, State of the Union address as prepared of the delivery home, and this was a complete mail that I had. ठीक है, एक मेल था हमारे पास. दिस इज द डेटा आई एम हैविंग इन माई मॉडल. ठीक है, this is the model that I'm having. Now I have opened this file and read it into this file section. So files are basically having all of these data. Now if we go ahead, we are going to split the data. So we are going to split the data into the context window, where GPT-4 is going to have around 8192 tokens as an input and output, both conclude together. So ये हो गया हमारा context window. So input हमारा 4000 हो गया, 4192 will be getting our output here. Okay, so now what we did, we used text splitter, where the character splitters, we are going to have chunk size, like how many characters will be there in one document. So I gave, let's say, 1000 characters. Then after that, chunk overlap, so how many characters we have to retain for the context learning. So that is what we have given in the chunk overlap. And then I'm going to have what? My length function. So whatever the length I'm going to use, total counting, we can use what? Length. So that's what we have done. And then we created a split of it. So remember, text splitter I've created. So text splitter dot create documents, and I'm going to pass my files. And then I got my text. So since I got my text, if I see, the total length of text I'm getting is what? 48. The total length of text I'm getting is what? 48. Now I'm gonna see the first text. 48 में से पहला text, if I'll see, the first index value that I'm getting is this one thing, that state of a union address as prepared for the delivery home and all those things. These are the values. Have you seen something? Are you able to notice something? This data is in a structure where wherever I'm trying to move to the next line, I am having slash n present here, right? तो अभी we are retrieving the text data. हमें हम we are able to get the text data, but this text data is also having the white spaces. We call slash and white spaces like space bars, slash t, these are called what? White spaces. तो अभी भी white spaces are there. So we are going to do what? Before embedding, if you will see what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna import here our Google Colab.user data, so that I'll be getting all the user data. By default, you can use any of the data. I have saved my API key in my Google Colab itself. So that's from the authentication section. I'm able to directly get it. So os.environment OpenAI key, it is private key because I paid for that. So that's why I have saved it in a variable called OpenAI API key. So OpenAI API key, I have passed it here, and we will get what? Our GPT key. Whatever the GPT key I had, I'm going to use that particular API key that I paid for the services. Then after that, we are going to create the embeddings. So embedding बनाने के लिए, I'm going to use the text embedding 3 model small. ठीक है? This is what I'm going to use here. And then after that, database formation. So model हम लोग ने classify कर दिया which model I'm going to use. I connected it with my API keys and all those things. So now my model, my LLM is ready. Now I have my data also ready. Now I want to save this data into my vector storage. So vector storage, I remember I imported Chroma. So Chroma के अंदर, in this Chroma, we are going to give a collection name. Remember, how many of you are aware about MongoDB, guys? MongoDB. MongoDB, maybe if you remember, we used to create collections. Inside that collection, we used to have multiple outputs, generations, and all those things, right? So based on these things only, we used to generate something, or we used to have the data. Because if you know MongoDB mein, we don't save the data in the table and format. We save it in the form of documents, and those documents are going to be saved in the form of collections. So same way here, MongoDB का ही example ले लो. The same way I am doing here also. I'm using the collection name as RN, and embedding function OpenAI embeddings I'm going to use, because I have created a text embedding three models, which is going to embed it into the vector data, and that vector data is going to be passed to my model, right? So database formation we have done it. A vector storage, this is my langchain chroma dot vector size I'm getting. ये रहा हमारा values. अब क्या करेंगे, I'm gonna import my Hugging Face embedding. So here again I have installed my langchain from Hugging Face, and sorry, and this is the model that I'm having, that I've used. Okay, all mini LM L6 we can use, a model name we can use for the HF embedding. But again, we don't have to use it because we already have our embeddings, right? So agar you want to use the Hugging Face embedding, you can do it like this. If you want to proceed it with the basic one, so I already imported one. Now I'm gonna load my document to in the database. So storage ID vector storage dot add document text. Text was the data that we are having, right? ये data था हमारे पास, text data. So I'm gonna add it here. Okay, text. Then the total storage IDs that we are having 48, means total text input we got was 48. All the 48 inputs has been you can say passed to my vector database, that is Chroma database. Got it? अब यहाँ पे length of text and length of storage IDs are same, means that we are having the enough, all the data that we had in my text data has been saved in my vector DB. So what is text here? Raw input text data, that is document, web, and any other transcript source you can extract. Okay, now with what we did, we split it into the chunks, basically divided the text into the manageable chunks, like separate by paragraph, sentences, and all those things. We use the embedding models like OpenAI, SentenceBird, or also we use the Hugging Face embeddings also you can use. So that's what we can use, so that the text chunks is going to be converted into what, embedded format, into vectors. So embeddings are highly dimensional numeric representation to the text. So we are getting now what, vector data. अब उस वेक्टर डेटा को सेव करने के लिए वी नीड टू हैव अ वेक्टर डेटाबेस. सो हियर वी आर गोइंग टू हैव व्हाट, our vector database. So this vector database is going to store the vectors in the database, optimize for the similarity search like Fias and Pinecone and Waviate, similarly like Chroma. Okay, तो उसी वे में we are going to save it as a vector database. Our primary IDs, whatever we are having, is basically given a unique identifier for each vector entries. So as the vectors are getting entry, the individual unique identifier has been provided there, and once it has been done, then ensure the uniqueness. Now we'll validate that each ID is basically different, okay, distinct, not same, and it will avoid the duplication and the collision of the data. And if that would be done, we can go for what, similarity searching in the vector DB. Now क्या कर रहे हो हम लोग, now vector storage, now we are gonna go for the similarity search and result. The query that I asked, like what did the president say about Ketanji Brown Jackson? ठीक है, this is the what one thing I had where I gave what k is equals to 2. Now here the result I got, this is the result I got. इतना बड़ा result I have got. Now if you read the file, guys, that page content, to take the crimes on domestic violence, I'm ramping up federal informants of the Violence Against Women Act, and then I proudly wrote that, so we can finally abhi the output is going good. But again, if you see, we are having slash n, right? Spaces are there. So what I did, I tried to remove that slash n into it, and try to make it more applicable. So id ho gaya, content ho gaya, and this is the content where it starts. So wherever the slash n's are there, it is going to give me the extra spaces here. Okay, now my data has been generated, हम data lake भी पा रहे हैं. Now we are going to set up our retrieval. We are going to retrieve our model. So how we are going to do it? So we are going to create a retrieve here. How? Vector storage as retriever is a method to create our retriever. We created our retriever. Then remember the chat OpenAI model, chat GPT 4.1 nano. I used to have the API key of this particular model. I implement that model and created our LLM. Now once our LLM is generated here, now you can use the free one also like Queen. Okay, you can use Hugging Face H4 Zephyr also, 7 billion beta that we are having. So parameters are also good in these two. You can use these free models also. But I'm using GPT 4.1 nano because I had this particular free version. Then after that, we designed a prompt. Template should be look like this. I have designed a template, guys. Every model is working on a template, guys. Always remember. So template is like in which format, if you will give the input value, the model will generate the perfect output. So for that thing only, I'm going to design a prompt here. So here the template is basically what? Use the context provided to answer the question at the end. जो भी आंसर होगा वो लास्ट में देगा. If you don't know the answer, just say no, I don't know. Don't make up the answer और कुछ भी मत generate कर देना. I want the answer based on my data itself. So if you know the answer, just make it as it is. If you don't know, just say I don't know the answer. Context यहाँ पे context रहेगा, question will be your question, and then the answer will be generated. So this is how this is how we have designed our prompt in the template option. So since my template has been done, prompt has been designed. अब क्या करेंगे? Custom template we are gonna have. So this is my prompt template where I'm gonna give my template is equals to this template value that we have passed, and then custom templates. Now since we are having our custom templates, this is what we are gonna have. So यहाँ पे input types है, partial variables है. Again, these are my templates. Okay, this is, then there is a question and then there is the answer. So if we have will implemented custom template, now here we can connect our RAG. So RAG chain is equal to context retriever में मेरा questions रहेगा and then runner parcel through so that we can get a string output. ठीक है? So custom template, this is my custom template that I've created. Then after that LLM, I'm going to use our LLM and then our string parser output, so that we'll get a generated output in a string format. That's what we did. And then I created my RAG chain, and this is the RAG chain I am getting. Okay, my RAG chain has been created. All the important points are there here. Now I'm gonna test it, how it is working. And what I did, I invoke my RAG chain and I ask who is Dhoni. Now, can I say Dhoni is not a model that my model no, understand, my vector database mein Dhoni is not available. If you will ask GPT, it will give you the answer that what who is Dhoni. But if you talk about our data, it is not going to give me the answer who is Dhoni. So the reason why it is not giving you the output, because it doesn't know. And that's what I wrote it here, right, in the template option, that if you don't know the answer, just say you don't know. Don't make up the answer. And that's what my model is also doing it. You can visualize it and explain this model with the help of Gradio. So if you see that here's the Gradio I have created, I'm pretty sure that this is not being usable right now, but if you will run it, it will be applicable on a web page and you'll be able to create it. Okay, so but again the thing is that the API keys and everything has been changed, so that's why I'm not changing it. But this is how it's going to work. The RAG is going to work. Now can I say RAG is going to implement or help save the times to just create the LLM? Working on LLM, instead of working on LLMs, you can create your own model. Okay, sir, during the end of the class, please send the collab link of the last two lectures in the today's class. I will share it with the team itself. The team will be providing under the description or something. Just check it after the live classes will be ended. Okay? ठीक है? This is clear, guys. RAG समझ में आ गया everyone. Everyone is able to understand this generative. These are the most important concept of generative AI, guys. अब यहाँ पे I know that you guys will be getting a bit of confusion. Sir, बहुत सारा चीज था. I'm not able to understand the coding part. So again, I will say, guys, don't worry. Coding part के लिए this is not something that is enough, because generative AI, or I'm not talking about only generative AI concept itself is a very vast thing. And if you know, every single day the models are getting updated. तो जब ये update हो रहा है, we know that there are the chances that it is getting updated. So you need to keep learning, adapt to the new technology. So इसके लिए again I will suggest you go to read the documentation. बहुत important है documentations. Okay guys, this is clear everyone. Is it clear everyone? RAG is also clear. Now you must have heard about the something called as agentic AI also. अब ये agentic AI क्या था? Right? You must have heard about agentic AI, MCP server, agentic AI. These kind of things are now being a lot popular right now in a boom. Why? What is agentic AI? See, till so far, whatever we saw in an AI used to do what? It just used to take the data, okay, or prompt, and generate something new, right? But agentic AI is going to do what? Agentic AI is going to behave like an agent and do the task also. Let's say if I want to say ki sir, model please, you have you guys ever watched Iron Man? Iron Man, देखियो everyone saw Iron Man movie, one of a very famous Iron Man. If you know that there is something called as Jarvis in Iron Man, right? Jarvis, ये Jarvis हुआ करता था. No, if you know, we used to say that ki the model that we have built with the help of chat GPT and all those things, these models are something that is going to, behave like a Jarvis. But again, what exactly Jarvis was, who Jarvis was? Jarvis was basically an AI that was an agentic AI. It's a perfect example of what agentic AI. क्योंकि agentic AI not only gives you the response, agentic AI is going to tell you the exact, you can say, tasks. Let's say मैंने कहा कि I want to set a meeting on 12 p.m. 13th of September, okay, with this particular person, mail it. I just said it, the agentic AI is going to do the entire process. Got it? So it's like the agentic AI is now a current future. It's still in a developing phase. Abhi ke time pe, if you guys are started learning agentic AI, it's a very great thing to, have some good hands-on practice projects based on the agentic AI. So hopefully agentic AI, you guys are able to understand. Agentic AI is going to build the model or build the do the task that whatever you are going to assign. जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि I want to book an Uber at 6 p.m. to get dropped to, let's say, Koramangala, for example, and I wanted to go it by 9 p.m. ठीक है, today. So automatically agentic AI is going to do that, and then it is going to remind me and update and automatically going to book the Uber and everything automatically. So that is what agentic AI is. Can you guys give me a real life example where the agentic AI is used? Have you ever heard about this car, Tesla? Tesla is a car where you are not driving. You are just using that particular agentic AI itself to reach to a particular position. And that is what agentic AI does. Got it, everyone? समझ में आ गया? Clear है? Alexa, correct. Alexa is also one of a great example of our, you can say, agentic AI. ठीक है, and don't worry, आ जाएगा. Sir, we use have used AI Fiesta. Yes, yes, yes. I haven't used the AI Fiesta of Dhruv Ratte, but I have seen the AI Fiesta. AI Fiesta क्या करता है ना? It have the same prompt you will be having, and those prompt will be run on all the LLMs, right? I think you're talking about the same AI Fiesta, Shreyash, right? So all the models will generate the output, whatever the output you like the most, you can select that one, right? That's I think you're talking about. So can you send the previous session? Yes, sure, Aman. No worries. The thing is that I will be able to share this all things over the team itself. The team is going to have it, and I'm gonna give you the access and all of it. Okay, for those who have imported Amazon warehouse robots, correct, exactly, that also you can take it as an example. Okay, अब agentic AI's MCP servers, they are basically getting updated a lot. ठीक है, अभी और they are getting advanced. You guys are the future, we guys are the future. We can build together a lot of different kind of agentic AI models. ठीक है, चलो. So hopefully this you can say webinar of 3 days boot camp that we did basically about generative AI was somewhat useful for all of you guys. Any doubt till so far, anything you wanted to know, anything you wanted to ask, now we have 5-10 minutes. We can talk a bit. थोड़ा सा बात कर लेते हैं apart from the generative AI topics, and something that the doubts you're having, something that you wanted to have, you can ask me now. We can be open with the talks and all those things. We can talk something if it is clear to everyone. सबको समझ में आ गया generative AI. And don't worry, guys. I have recently talked to the team as well. They can also provide you a perfect bash session regarding the generative AI. Also, there are more coming to this particular platform. So stay tuned to this platform. They are gonna help you with that. Otherwise, we guys can definitely get connected. हम लोग connect हो सकते हैं through the team itself. You guys can contact them. We can meet. We can have doubts. Everything is possible. But yeah, You guys have to do implementation and all those things, and whatever I discuss, hopefully you guys are going to do some research, because again generative AI is updating, right? So thoda sa you guys need to do some own research. Everything is clear to everyone? Sab clear hai? No doubts? Everything is okay? Everything is fine? Chalo, great. All of you guys are the college students, right? If I'm not wrong, sab college students hi the, right? I'm assuming like most of you guys who joined this particular session, most of them are like college students. Great guys, great. चलो बहुत सही है. So have a great time. So will be share the PDF. Yeah, I'll share you the PDF also, guys. This generative AI PDF I'm gonna share you. Just 1 second. ठीक है. एक करता हूँ मैं. I will do what ना? I will share this everything with the team itself. They will share it with you all guys. ठीक है. I'm gonna use this thing and I'm gonna download the PDF, because this is a Notion file. It's a link, guys. So Notion file me you won't be able to download it as a PDF because I am having that access. So I'm gonna download that PDF and I'm gonna share it with the team and they can have it. Okay, clear? Easy enough. Chalo. All right, guys. So thank you so much. It was a wonderful journey. Hope to see each other in upcoming sessions also. Request more, talk about more, what you want to learn, what are the current technologies you want to understand. We'll definitely gonna connect with that. Okay? Chalo, till there, please guys, take care of yourself. Okay, keep studying, keep practicing. जिनका regular batch चल रहा है, please start attending the regular batches as well. And yeah, we'll see more of us each other, in the meetings and all those things in the sessions. Okay? Chalo guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great week. Take care, guys. See you there in the upcoming webinars whenever we are gonna have together. All right. Chalo. Bye bye, guys. Thank you.